For the last time, I was telling you guys to put her in the back with the boxes. For crying out loud, what don't you guys under... Oh my god, I'm recording. Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Apologists, East Attorney. Last time I got you guys off, we stopped here with, just getting Alita Tiala. Alita, I don't even know how you're supposed to pronounce that really. So we're just going to continue on with this. Yes, I went to the clinic that day to speak to the doctor. I wanted that chart, but I failed to get it, so I went back to the clinic later. In any case, I didn't shoot him. You don't have any proof that I stole the pistol, do you? And that brat was spotted in the park at the moment of the crime. Frankly, I don't think it matters if Dr. Meraktis was shot in the temple or not. How would she know that he was shot in the temple? You went back later? That chart was dangerous, you understand. I need to get rid of it. That's why I went that day.
But you couldn't get the chart then, could you?
And later that night, Dr. Meraktis was shot. I heard about the shooting later that day, but then I had to go back. No easy feat with the cops over the place. Ah, that was you? Thump. Apollo, that sound, it came from behind this door. Someone's in there. We barged in, we found nobody in there. It's a break-in. They left through that window. Pretty much. So you were the burglar. That was you two? If only I had one more minute. Then I could have opened that safe and gotten the shards. What? That's trespassing, and brazen at that. Oh, is this trial for trespassing now? Besides, you can't blame a girl for wanting to protect herself. They are gangsters, you know. Yeah, but you wanted to get in with the gangsters. I don't even understand how that makes sense. In any case, Mr. Justice, your cross-examination. Admitting the little crime to avoid the big one, eh? Yep. She's evil. As I said several times over. Evil! So we want to press Statement 5, which I think is our plot where how did she know he was shot in the temple? I don't think that evidence was actually... I don't think that part of the testimony was actually... I don't think that this part of the testimony pretty much on that she... let's just press this. I can't even get what I'm trying to say. It's a one long day. The doctor was shot in the right temple, yes? So it seems.
Let's review the facts again, shall we? If the killer shot from this location, the bullet would have struck our victim square in the forehead. However, the entry wound was in the right temple.
Yes, we heard the testimony on this yesterday. At the time of the shooting, the witness was standing here. Just before the gun was fired, he shouted. The victim turned his head to look and was shot. But that testimony was proven to be a lie. Our egregious panty snatcher, Mr. Stickler, did witness the crime. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. I know a lot of grammar buffs are gonna be like, you pronounced that wrong. But he was standing to the north, next to the trash can where he tossed those panties. Mr. Stickler shot it from this location. The bullet couldn't hit his right temple. That is true. Silly attorney. What? Do you remember what you had for breakfast that morning? Do you remember, Trucy? I always have a glass of milk at breakfast. What matters is one thing. The doctor was shot in his right temple. If that's the case, there's only one explanation. The panties guy was mistaken. But his location was proven. You can't write that off as him being mistaken. Oh Lord.
Then why don't you show us her forehead?
Oh Lord. Show you? What?
Must I explain everything? Very well, let's recap. If the witness, panties guy, was standing to the north, then where was the shooter standing? From what location did the killer shoot the victim?
Oh dang it, how could anyone shoot the victim in the right temple?
I merely laid out the facts for us. It is up to the one possessing the shiny forehead to show us.
Oh,
if you
really?
Can, that is.
You want to point foreheads, huh? How about that blonde hair of yours? Oh, okay. I'm sorry. That made no sense. Bucket Kentucky was standing at the killer mark. Wesley Stickle was at the witness mark. And of course, Pal Meraktis was at the victim mark. Let's hear what the defense has to say. Where was the killer standing when they shot the victim? Sorry guys, I'm just trying to think here. Let's see, what was the question? Where was the killer standing when they shot the victim? I am so sorry. Let's see, where was the killer standing when they shot the victim? The witness mark. As the facts stand now, we can't explain this without contradicting ourselves at some points. But I know why. The real killer shot from an entirely different location. What are you talking about? I don't see any other place. Apparently Mr. Justice does. Let's hear it. Where in the park did the killer shoot the victim from?
It's time to raise the roof and the stakes.
Eh?
Penalties are such frightening things, don't you think? But what if they were a bit more terrifying?
Oh yeah, this is the part of the game where they raise the freaking... This is one thing I don't think you did anywhere else, is where if you say something wrong, you lose more than that.
Like so.
Double penalty?
Her forehead wishes to take us in a new direction. Then he must be ready for the challenges ahead.
Are you sure, Apollo? The key is the witness, Mr. Stickler's testimony. If we were to believe that, and we know where he stood, and the victim turned when he shouted, there's only one place the killer could have been. The killer shot the victim from here. Okay, I'm trying to think here. Oh, that's right. I remember this exactly. Directly behind him. Please, the dope to go away. I believe we owe a debt of gratitude to Miss Alita Tiala. What do you mean? Thanks to you, we had a chance to review the crime. And this time, we were prepared. We know that Whiskey Stickler was telling the truth. We should have listened to him from the very beginning. Whiskey Stickler was standing next to the trash can when he saw the two men. He shouted just as he told us in his testimony. The right temple was turned to on the noodle stand. The victim turned to look in his direction, and a shot was fired. The victim was hit in the right temple. Oh no! Oh yes! Which direction was his right temple facing at that moment? That's right, toward the noodle stand. Somebody was in there. Order! Order! So you're saying the killer was inside the noodle stand?
Let's think about this a bit more, shall we? You say the killer was inside the noodle stand, which would mean the victim, Dr. Meraktis, came to the park, wheeling his own murderer in the car behind him.
This is the most ridiculous thing I ever heard. I think you'd notice if you were pulling someone along. There's something we should worry about before that. Why was he pulling the noodle stand in the first place?
Let's deal with our problems one at a time, shall we? Someone was hiding in the stand. We have not come this far to talk about possibilities. Let's talk about proof, baby. Show us evidence that proves someone was in the stand.
Can I prove that? You want evidence that someone was in the stand? I think I have it. I think I have it. And I think it must be intriguing. Let's see what you got. Show us proof that someone was hiding in the noodle stand. We took out the bowl. What am I talking about? I thought we didn't have the bowl. Like a lot of you are like, yeah, you have the bowl. What are you talking about? Oh god. The Meraktis clinic. And they're covered with the paint. These slippers are found in the trash can near the crime scene.
And?
A single slipper print was found at the scene. Right next to the stand, noodle stand. Ack. Oh, and Miss Tiala, your toe print was found in the left slipper. In other words, this is proof you were inside the noodle at that noodle stand. Eek!
Yet there was only one slipper mark found at the scene. Can this be called a footprint in good faith?
Observe the diagram. A park pathway runs right next to the slipper mark. A slipper wouldn't leave a trace on a cobblestone path.
Yet you still cannot say this is a footprint, yeah?
Why not?
You have an impression left by a single slipper. What if it was on the stand and simply fell on the ground?
I like this. That's just dumb.
One more thing. A noodle stand is typically cluttered with the tools of the noodle making trade. There's no room for a person to ride in there.
You have a point. Could someone have hidden in that stand? Apollo, I think I might be on to something. Huh? I think I figured out one of our pieces of evidence. In order to make room in the stand, some things would have to be. Well, Mr. Justice, do you have proof that someone could have hidden in the stand? I can prove one thing. Someone did scheme to clear the space in that stand. And this is why. This is the noodle bowl from the stolen Eldune's noodle stand. Okay, I think goodness I got that right, because that's been bugging me. Yes, and what about it? We discovered a large quantity of bowls yesterday in the lobby of the Meraktis clinic. Meraktis, I think it's like that. A large quantity of noodle bowls in the victim's clinic? Mr. Eldune was very clear about these bowls. Well, I don't care who did it. Without that stand, I'm finished. All my noodle bowls were in there too. Yet the bowls were removed! That night, there was a space inside that noodle stand. Space created at the Meraktis clinic, no less. Right around the time that you were there, Miss Alita Tiala. No, stop! I won't listen to any more of these wild fantasies. No, not fantasies. They're worse lies than the spoiled brat's pickup lines. Really? I would like to remind the witness of our current status. This court does not consider you entirely innocent. Show me innocent and I'll show you a fairy tale. In any case, the defense has somehow made its point. The witness had both a motive and an opportunity to kill Dr. Meraktis. More fairy tales. This whole trial is a fairy tale. Then please pull us back down to reality, Miss Tiala. I'm giving you one last chance to explain yourself. This is it. Why was Dr. Meraktis pulling that stand that night? And what was Alita Tiala doing inside it? Time to get to the bottom of this case. Now, I think this might be, this is the last testimony. I guess we could go on. Heck, why not? That night, I went to ask Dr. Meraktis for the chart. I had no intention of ever letting that chart fall into the Kentucky family's hands, but Dr. Meraktis didn't understand. For some reason, he thought the Kentuckys had sent me, so I gave up and went home. All I did was talk to him. You knew about the botched operation, so you tried to get rid of the chart to save yourself. I won't make excuses. And I did want a good doctor. I gave him a chance. I told him that Brad got his health checkup report, and that he was coming to settle the score. I see. Well, very well, Mr. Justice. Begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. This is the last testimony. Either I perceive the truth or it's over. I guess we'll end it here. We'll perceive her testimony here in the last part. Apollo, this is Ace Attorney. See you guys for the end of it.